Okay, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, but let's get right to it. So the wife and I were checking out Netflix last night, and we decided to watch MissAmericana, which is the Taylor Swift documentary that just came out. It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival. It actually opened the Sundance Film Festival, and there was a Q&A after, and they had a standing ovation and the whole nine yards. It's got a 90% Rotten Tomato score. We watched it last night, me and my wife. And I have to say, it was a huge eye-opener. I don't really follow Taylor Swift that much, and I've never bought a Taylor Swift album. I do know some of the songs from the radio if I'm in the car, but I don't go out of my way to find Taylor Swift music. Wow. What an amazing documentary. It's an hour and 25 minutes long. It really just delved there was a Katy Perry documentary that came out a few years ago. It was like Katy Perry in 3D. I actually saw it in the theater because I think Katy Perry's sexy. So I went to see it, and I like some of Katy Perry's songs. And that one was more, it showed stuff behind the scenes and everything and highlighted everything, but it was more theatrical with music. This was not. It had its musical moments, but it wasn't like it was showing musical songs in between documentary stuff. This was straight up documentary. And it kind of chronicled her from when she was a little girl, first starting out 9, 10 years old, 11 years old, 13 years old, 14, all the way up to what she is now, 26, 27, I think, or 28 maybe. And it was pretty eye-opening and absolutely amazing. Her work ethic is crazy. Two, you get a glimpse of, a lot of artists out there will go through catalogs, and there's songwriters out there in Nashville or in LA or something. They write all these songs. People go through catalogs. They'll hear other people sing them, and then they'll say, I want to sing that song, and they pick it right out, and then they put together an album, and a lot of times, it's just out of a catalog. Taylor Swift has been writing music since she's a little girl, and it was mind-blowing to see how she works. Now, granted, the documentary is an hour and 25 minutes long, but when they showed how she would get inspiration, go right into the recording studio and literally come up with a chorus in a matter of minutes, she's so musically, she's like a genius. There's no other way to put it. And, it delved into things that emotionally triggered music. Now, a lot of times we all hear about her breakups and that all her songs are about when a guy breaks up with her or she breaks up with him, and it's all sappy and all that kind of stuff. But, there's other things that go on, just like everyone else. Her mom has suffered from cancer and has been trying to beat cancer for a long time. And it touches on that in here. And who hasn't had a relative that's passed away from cancer? My father died from cancer. My grandmother died from cancer. So it's like, who hasn't been touched by that, and how that emotionally affects you? And then I'll be honest with you, I remember the controversy with Kanye West when he got up on stage and took the mic away, but I didn't really think much of it, because it just wasn't something that I was in tune to. But man, when you get her perspective on it, and then the fact that I didn't even realize when she won that first award and Kanye jumps up there and snatches the mic out of her hand, she was 17 years old. So she's like a 17-year-old girl. And this man comes up there, snatches the microphone out of her hand, and then begins to say, Beyonce's music video was the best in the world. And you can see the face of Taylor Swift, just completely didn't know what to do, how to just react to that. And then you see the aftermath of that from her perspective, where she just, she was just completely destroyed in that moment. And, you know, love Kanye or hate Kanye, that was a really horrible thing to do in retrospect. And they even pointed out that, like, even President Obama put out a thing saying, Kanye was a jackass for doing what he did, because in essence, she's a girl. She was a young girl at that time. It was wild. And then to see, like, people going after her with her body image and everything, and then how she comes into herself as an adult and then believes she has to take political stances in her home state of Tennessee, when all of her handlers are like, no, you can't. Everybody loves you. You can't do this. But she's got 115 million followers on Twitter and everything, and Instagram, and people follow her. And as she comes into an adult, and and it just goes to show you, like, how alone the industry can be. Even if you're surrounded by a team of all your managers and your publicists and all these people, when it comes down to it, you're just one individual. And, damn, this was a really good documentary. And if you haven't seen Taylor Swift's Miss Americana, it's on Netflix right now. It's a fantastic look into the behind the scenes of someone's life, especially in her position in the industry, and everything she went through. Even the sexual harassment case where the DJ grabbed her butt and the whole night. It was wild. And I never followed it. So I didn't know all of this had gone down. And that's the beauty about documentaries, is like, you get an insight, and this is just such a personal film. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, you've already seen this thing. If you're not a Taylor Swift fan, or you're a casual Taylor Swift fan like I am, you should watch this documentary on Netflix. It's really damn good. And we all need to be a little nicer in this world. I'm guilty of it too. I'll go on rants on some of my YouTube chats and things like that about artists and stuff. And, between that and all the love that I've been shown recently from the BTS army for doing some BTS reactions. Yeah, man, we need more of that in this world than we do anything else right now. So check it out. Taylor Swift, Miss Americana. If you've seen it, let's talk about it in the comments section, and we'll see you on the next one.